Right, we're back. Welcome to the Vinyl Collective, your weekly journal on the hip-hop and R&B landscape. I'm your host, Toffe.
And I'm your co-host, John.
Welcome. We are
Episode
back.
16.
Episode 16. Damn, we're growing up really
getting on.
quickly, man.
We are.
You know what? I've been going through like my Snapchat. You know when Snapchat puts up like the memories and stuff like every day or so. Like when you have.
I don't really use it like that anymore.
Really?
Go on, tell
No,
me.
it's
I
not-
know you're a Snapchat man.
No, it is. I just open it up and just wait for the red dots. Be like, oh shit, I've got like. So I did something this day. So earlier this week there was like a lot of Snapchat memories from when I went to Leeds. This is like 4 years ago or so. Shout out to my Leeds people who love Leeds. And I don't know, like, do you know what it is? Like, I realized, I think the first time I went Leeds, which was like 2015, I realized there's so many perks of being under discrimination. So it's not the greatest thing, don't get me wrong, but for example, if you go on the train in a tracksuit, you get more space on the train, which is great. But another thing was, so I was going out with my mate, right? Obviously, went to see my mate in Leeds, and we're going out, right? And obviously, Leeds from Notts was a long journey, right? So
Yeah.
we go there now, and then we line up for ages as well. So I get to the front, and he's like, "It's student night only." I'm like, "Fucking hell, mate! Like, what am I gonna do?" Like, obviously, I don't go to this uni, but then I thought, okay, this guy's like Polish, it's like you know what I mean? Like,
What are you gonna say now?
yeah.
Go on.
So what? So we did the switch. We did the switcheroo, John. I'm telling you, this is and anyone here, it's just a tip. This is a tip for you guys to use at home. So, so what we did, right? Because we knew the guy was gonna be ignorant as fuck, and he only did it to me because of what I looked like. Because he was just kind of just checking passports or driving licenses and checking people in it. But for me, it's like, oh, it's a student night.
Shout out to our Eastern European fans.
So right. So then the plan was, so my friend went into the club, right? But they had a back door. So I was like, you know what? You go in, give me your ID when you get in, and I'll just use that to get in. And fair enough. We figured he'd probably listen to this. We look nothing alike. We look nothing alike. But it worked, and I had a great night after that. And I realized, you know what? There's actually some perks to this. You know what I mean? But yeah, welcome to episode 16, John. How you doing?
I'm good. That was a good. What kind of club was this? Was this an Ocean? Was this?
It was a Yates. It was a Yates.
A Yates.
A Yates.
I don't know what that means. What kind of club is that?
It's like a type of bar. There was one at our uni as well.
Really?
For sure. Yeah, it's like it's next to the Five Guys. Yeah, so it's like a really no, that's not true. It's not next to the Five Guys. It's somewhere in town. I'll show you next time. But yeah, it was a Yates.
Yeah. Shout out Yates, free publicity.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor the next episode.
But yeah, shout out to Lee. So yeah, just having snaps from them, like, wow, man, remember when outside was a thing? And I looked like I was having such a banging time, mate. Like,
those uni days out.
Yeah, it's not even the uni days. It's just the days of just hearing music out loud. Like, I love playing music out loud. So it's just, yeah, it's such a shame, man.
I know that. I shared a house with you in fourth year Toffe.
Yeah,
I know you like to listen to music out loud.
Yeah.
John likes his night's sleep. Just to let everyone know. Okay,
Yeah.
so this week in music, what's been going on? Apart from Timbaland saying that Drake texted him asking for a Usher JT versus.
You know what? At first I was like, I don't believe that. And I was like, you know what? I actually do believe that. That sounds like some shit Drake. Yeah, that sounds like some shit Drake would
Do you want
say.
it?
Well, Usher JT. It doesn't even seem like a right match because, don't get me wrong, JT has dabbled in R&B, but he's not, I wouldn't say he's an R&B artist. I would just say he's a bit of a pop artist, and he kind of started out that way with NSYNC and whatnot. Whereas Usher has always been an R&B artist to me.
What's like Future Sex Love Sounds then? That's got to be somewhere in between.
Fair, yeah. I don't think he's fully. I'm not saying he isn't R&B inspired, but I feel like Usher is fully R&B.
Usher is fully R&B.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't think that pairing makes sense. Whereas you added someone who's also a bit of a crossover, it makes sense. Whereas I'd rather see Usher and someone else who's like always been R&B. I can't think of someone right now. But yeah, I don't know if I want to see those two, but I definitely would want to see Usher in a verses for sure.
I agree with you. I can 100% see Drake sitting at home,
Yeah,
scrolling through his phone,
so
being
that
like,
weird Instagram DM,
yeah.
like, yeah.
So the funniest tweet, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but the funniest tweet I've seen in the last couple of weeks was someone saying Kanye West gets in a car crash, gets his jaw wide shut and releases an album, and then Drake scrapes his knee and releases an Instagram live.
Did he really do that? Or was that just a joke? Did he actually do that?
No, he didn't scrape his knee, but I think he's having surgery, isn't he? Or something like that.
Yeah, that's
why he's not releasing the album.
Of course, that's the reason. Like, albums aren't done like weeks before any sort of publishing. But whatever. We're not going to talk about that, John, because we don't know these things apparently. So yeah, he's got a knee injury, and that's why the album that should have been mixed and mastered. Like, that's the thing. That just spells problems for me, because if your album isn't done, at least for me, if your album isn't done at least like a month and a half or 2 months before release, then something is good. I know, I get the whole thing with streaming in these days, but in terms of mixing and mastering, that takes time, and that's always going to take time. And even Kendrick's been suspect to this, right? Where it's like he was working on Damn up until the day of release. That's why the vinyl and the Spotify release are different. So it's like, that's just messy in itself. Like, I don't like any of that. But to say, oh, I hurt my knee and that's why my music isn't finished, it's like, damn, how close to the date were you trying to work on this? Like, it's not like he's gonna release the album and go on tour, because you can't tour right now. So it's like, you would just release the album and be at home. So that doesn't sound believable to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we are just being skeptical, and
of course, that's our brand.
He needs to recover. I mean, are we getting a Take Care too? That's the big question.
I think it sounds like we're going that way. I mean, he's literally kind of, he's doing a similar thing to what Childish Gambino did with Because the Internet, kind of like playing the character. So Childish Gambino was kind of wearing that shirt and the shorts all the time to kind of imitate the characters playing in the album. I think Drake's doing that with the haircut as well, with the Lover Boy.
I hate it so much.
It's really awful, but whatever. I think he's doing the same thing where he's trying to play that character of a Lover Boy. So I think it's definitely going to be rooted in. I don't think we're going to get rap in this one, but yeah, I don't know what to expect from it either. But because again,
it's a decade on from Take Care as well. So I don't know. Has he still got that side to him?
I mean, he did the singer side of Scorpion. I was not a fan, but some people were. And you know what? Drake is not trying to cater to me. He's trying to cater to some people.
He's not.
So yeah. So I think maybe he just kind of thought, the success from songs like Jaded. I think that's an awful song. Jaded, Nice for What, stuff like that. I think people, or even Finesse. I think people look at that and be like, okay, we need to make more of these songs. I think Drake's kind of just playing to that strength. Yeah. Really.
It's going to be ridiculously successsucul. Like, commercially, I can't imagine the numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing. When Drake hypes up an album, the numbers are usually like, he hyped up Views, because Views was meant to be like, everyone thought that was going to be like his magnum opus when it, like, because there was like such a long build up towards it. I mean, it wasn't. And I wonder if the same thing's going to happen again. Because for me personally, I don't think Drake's got it like that anymore. Personally. So I'm not expecting it to be like especially singing Drake. Singing Drake does not have it like that. So I'm not expecting.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of collabs as well happen on this.
Oh,
that's the most interesting thing. Or that's the thing I'm waiting most to see, I think.
We're going to get a Her feature, because she's like one of the only people singing right now. Who else is going to be there? Who else is going to be there? Maybe Ty Dolla $ign. Like, who else?
Oh, yeah. Who do you have on?
He didn't really have that many features on the singing side last time. Yeah, he had Ty Dolla $ign, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you reckon? I would be so surprised if The Weeknd was on it. If you try and get him back for like a Take Care Part 2.
Now. Yeah.
But I don't know. When was the last time they collabed, though? It's got to be a while.
I don't know. But then he did that song Grease, which was definitely a Weeknd ripoff. And I don't think he would have done that if they weren't friends, because it's such a ripoff of The Weeknd. It's like, The Weeknd must be happy with this. He must have heard this song before it came out. Like, it was so obvious. So I actually wouldn't be surprised The Weeknd's on it. But apart from that, it's like, when it comes to singing Drake, I don't think he works well with anyone, because it's just not really singing like that, though. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Bit of Rihanna. Who knows?
No, I don't think they talk. I don't think they talk, mate. I don't think he's gonna get Rihanna. Sorry, mate.
Talking of, I hope she drops this year.
Oh, I mean, I don't hope. Luckily, I'm
How
not a
many years
Rihanna
since
fan like
Auntie?
that. I think it's gonna be 6
Half a
years this
decade.
year, more than half a decade
Yeah.
now. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
luckily,
2015.
luckily I haven't delved into the Rihanna catalog that much, so I'm not as emotionally attached. I think, to be honest, that was not a good time to start. I'm not gonna hear all this music and wait another few years. I'm gonna get stressed out. So yeah, I don't mind. To be honest, I don't mind. Speaking of collaborations, so we got our boy Dave, also known as Santan Dave, also known as Santan. Now it's not apparently he's going by the name Santan. So whatever. So he's executive producing Fredo's upcoming album, and he is the sole producer, not sole producer, but mainly the main producer of like 4 out of the 11 tracks on the track list. Have you heard the release?
Interesting.
Have you heard the lead single?
I've not heard it. No.
I haven't heard it either, but I have seen.
If you have, let us know.
But I have seen that he's an executive producing this record. What do you think about that? Also, you know who Fredo is. You know who Dave is. Like,
I don't really
good
listen to Fredo, to be honest. So
damn, fair enough.
I don't know. I can't really speak on that.
Fair. I mean, this will be his second album. I think him and Dave have worked well together with him. Obviously, Funky Friday was one of the biggest, hip hop singles in a long time. Like, it did crazy numbers. It's weird. I mean, it seems like, obviously, this could just be a guess. It doesn't seem like Dave is ready to release an album anytime soon. It seems like he's kind of trying out a new venture with this producing thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because
obviously be looking elsewhere.
Yeah, because obviously he was working with David Attenborough to produce the score for the next season of what's the title of that?
Planet Earth.
I was gonna say that. I thought I was wrong.
I am so music. So excited for that. Huge Planet Earth fan.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are just David Attenborough fans, really. So yeah, but that's coming out next month.
Keep David Attenborough alive meme.
He's 94. I mean, he's 94. That's what I'm going to say. He's 94. He's very old.
He's in good health though, isn't he?
He says he doesn't have much time.
He's still skipping around.
Didn't he say, like, you guys please, like, look after the environment, I don't have much time. Like, he already said he doesn't have much time. So, obviously, hope he has as long as a life as possible, but he's 94. Like, when was he born?
But he's still skipping around the globe, isn't he?
Yeah.
You still see him there,
in so is Stan
the penguins.
But, these things happen. Like, you never know what's going to take you out when you're in your 90s. It could be anything. It could just be the wind at that point. Like, it could just be the wind. Or bad fall. Or a bad sneeze. Like, anything. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, it seems like Dave is taking the time out from Psychodrama to become more of to take on more of the producer role, which is interesting because I don't know how many of the songs he produced for himself on Psychodrama. I know he did a couple. So I wonder if he's just trying to experiment with other people and then try and incorporate those ideas into his own. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think because he's just so young still. I think he's. It looks like he's got the foresight to not rush an album, and to leave it a couple years. Because I mean, with the success of Psychodrama, you could be easily tempted at that age, especially to just kind of keep giving the fans the same kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I think it does show some maturity to wait and work on other projects as well. Yeah,
because the thing is, he dropped Psychodrama when he was like 20 years old. And it's funny because people wanted an album last year. I'm like, guys, he just dropped an album in 2019. What do you got? Like, do you know what? Again, this is a standard that people have for UK rappers. I think we just want them to drop.
Spoiled.
Like, you want them to drop every year because the most artists who drop every year aren't that great. But it's like, I think Dave is really trying to become like one of those guys. So I think he's really going to take his time, which he should.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he takes even another year out, if he takes this whole year out, I'll be like, fair enough. Like him, because obviously he is really good at the piano. So if he does take another year to kind of improve his production chops, then I think that's fair. I just wonder what it's gonna be like with Fredo. I haven't heard the lead single, so I don't have too much of an opinion. But I wonder what he's gonna sound like on Dave production. Like, is that gonna work? Is that gonna be like the killer combination? I don't know, but I am interested to hear it.
We'll see.
I'm definitely interested to hear it.
One more thing I want to pick your brains on is I started following a lot of like hip hop Twitter accounts, and they always put up like kind of comparison things.
Okay.
And it was Konnichiwa, Ignorance is Bliss versus Big Conspiracy and Common Sense. Which two are you taking?
Is that even a question? Oh, I'm not even trying to take the piss. Is that really a question?
No. Yeah.
What? Skepta's most recent two albums versus...
And J Hus's two. It was very split. Very split.
Wow, really?
In all the responses I was seeing. Yeah. It was like almost 50-50.
Damn. I didn't think
if anything, leaning more towards Skepta people.
Wow. That's crazy to me because... Don't get me wrong, Konnichiwa is... I even like Ignorance is Bliss as well. Like, I think they're two decent albums, but I don't think he's... And yeah, I just don't think he's J Hus. Like, I wouldn't put his albums on that pedestal. So I'm really surprised that people are saying that. Like, to me, it's like...
There's going to be some kickback from that, 100%. There's going to be people listening that are not going to like that.
I don't
But
care.
that said, when I thought of it, I wouldn't... I don't know. I don't think about them as differently as you do, but Big Conspiracy is an album I think people already know. As an album, it's ridiculous. Like, it was in our top 10 albums this year. Yeah. It's a no skip.
Yeah, it's really
as good as Skepta's albums are.
Bear in mind,
I'll skip over.
Bear in mind, and if you don't get me wrong, Konnichiwa came out in 2016, which was one of the best years in hip hop history. So, you know, tough year, and it's a good album. You know, it's got some bangers on it, but I think Skepta's best album is not even competing that much with J Hus's worst album, which is Common Sense. Like, that's the thing. I think the only album you can really put in that conversation is Konnichiwa, because Ignorance is Bliss is good, but it's not amazing.
Konnichiwa was very good.
Konnichiwa was very good, but Ignorance is Bliss is decent. It's decent. It's not bad. It's decent. So it's like, whereas J Hus has had two good albums, one very good album and a good album. So it's like, you know, don't get me wrong, I do think people look at Common Sense in a nostalgic light, because I think, again, that's the first time you gave people bread. Like, I kind of gave that analogy. It's like, you know, you even fed like fucking oats all your life, had a burger. But don't know, there's definitely a lot of skippables on that, but it's still a solid debut. Whereas I think outside of the singles on Konnichiwa, I don't look at that album and think, oh, I love this. It's good though. Don't get me wrong, it's good. Yeah. It's
I mean, one of the best songs on Ignorance is Bliss is the J Hus song, right?
Exactly. What do you mean? And I wish you had a verse on that. Oh, because it was so good.
Glow in the Dark, another good song.
Even the intro as well. Like, he has a lot of... There's a lot of good... You know what it is? I think for me, in terms of his album, I just want to slap on and go about my day. I think I'll listen to Ignorance is Bliss more than Konnichiwa, because to me, this might not even be true. I'm going to double check this, but I think Konnichiwa is a bit longer than Ignorance is Bliss. I'm not too sure about that. No, 44 minutes for Konnichiwa and Ignorance is Bliss. I might be fully wrong. I think it might
similar length. 41.
41. So it is a bit shorter, but I think the songs on Ignorance is Bliss are just easier to listen to. It's like, I like Red Rum, What Do You Mean, Love Me Not, Bullet From a Gun, Grease Mode. Yeah, I just feel it feels tighter to me. I don't know why, but I don't know. To me, like obviously Kenisha's got Shut Down, Lyrics, It Ain't Safe. It's got a lot of good songs. Actually, this might be a bit close.
I think we should run this poll.
Yeah, I think we should
run this poll sometime.
I think we should do it, but I think Konnichiwa is good. I think the highs on Konnichiwa are high, but the lows on Konnichiwa are low. And I think Ignorance is just a bit more consistent. I'm not saying it's a better record. I just think it's a bit more consistent. So, but again, both of those records compared to Common Sense, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, sorry, like, no, like, Common Sense is well produced as well. Like, just off the bat as well, very well produced, and it's got some very high highlights. Like,
I'm gonna let you be the villain today. And that's what I have time for.
Yeah.
No, if you're tuning in and you're confused that we're doing a Skepta J Hus comparison, it's not what we're doing. But what we are doing is talking about collaborations, as we've already kind of done today.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at some of the weirdest link ups, some of the best, some of the most
Yeah.
surprising
Yeah.
collaborations we've seen.
But before we get into that, we have our artist spotlight, don't we,
We
John?
do, we do,
Yes,
we
we
do.
have
Emil,
Emil. Tell me about Emil, man. Tell me about Emil.
great London producer. I came across him kind of middle of last year when he released a song with Nux. Was
Beg
it
to
Beg to
differ.
Differ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great
Really
song.
good
No,
song.
I would say middle of the year. I think it was probably like October time.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember listening to it and kind of thinking, oh yeah, cool. And then like a minute 15 in, that
Yeah.
like beat switch. I was like, oh, okay, we're onto something
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
brilliant
he
production.
is. I think I put in my story he's a prodigy, and that was not hyperbole. I think this guy is legitimately a prodigy. Like, if you think of the landscape of
First
UK
project
producers,
last year, just like out
yeah,
of the blue.
like his beats are, and I think you can tell by the people you put on there, they're rapping as if it's like their chance. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they're rapping like as if it's that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like the thing is, A2 has no business rapping the way he is on Ambrosia, but he is, and I think it's because they
I know,
like
yeah.
yeah, and I think it's because they know what
It's
the
the
beats they're
production.
on. Yeah, the production they're on is you're not gonna get that every day from a UK
Mm-hmm.
artist. Do you know what I mean? Not for that money. And yeah, just Sweet More in the Mill. Like again, a producer I didn't really hear much of until last year. We spoke with Slime Talk, I think, and Mike's had it in his top 10. So it was
Yeah.
someone I had on my radar. It was already on my Spotify. I heard Beg to Differ, good song. But what he did
Mm-hmm.
with the single version and the album version, so the single version of Beg to Differ has Bakerloo and Beg to Differ put together, whereas in the
Yeah.
album they're separate songs. So I think that's quite interesting because I like both beats to be honest, but I think Bakerloo is an amazing beat. I can't believe that came from a UK guy. Because again, we look at the landscape. Mainly, all the time we talk. When we talk about UK producers, we're mainly talking about Inflow. We're mainly talking about TSB, IO sometimes.
J5.
Was it Wonder Girl? Is she from the UK?
No, I think she's Canadian, right?
Okay, no, not Wonder
Or at least
Girl.
she was like linked to the
Yeah,
Canadian group.
she was linked to some UK artists. But
J5.
J5, TSB, IO, Inflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really it, really. And
The
that's
production on this put like some of the beats on there. The final song on that. The final song, Perfect Peace.
He's really, really, really talented. And
Yeah.
obviously every artist put on our spotlights, we thought are talented in some way. I think it's our first producer one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think for that to come out of a UK guy, that is not heard of. I'm telling you, like you're not getting UK guys producing beats like that. You can't tell me someone who's producing beats like that. Not that I know of. It's just no, that's not happening. It's not happening. And think of it, this is his first EP. He's already got Nux and A2 on his EP. People who are well more established than he is right now. So they have no business being there, but they are, and I think they can see it as well. Like this guy is. Yeah, even the girl who was singing, I can't remember, it was right after the interview. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna be on this tape. Like, it's so good." I mean, I think it was the girl who started singing. Every song is really
Aisha,
good.
right?
Yes,
Was it Aisha Raquel or something.
Yeah, like, yeah, from top to bottom, it is only 20 minutes. Don't get me wrong, but it's solid. It's very,
It packs
very,
in a
very.
lot.
It packs a lot of punch. And if you guys want to go crazy over Jasmine Sullivan's EP, which if you cut down skits, it's about 20 minutes as well. Then yeah, it's the same thing here. Like this is a banger. Like this is definitely probably one of the best EPs to come out of last year. I wish I caught wind of it earlier because this is like. Of course, I heard Beck different, but this guy is different, man. Like I think he will be one of those guys that everyone's trying to like get a beat from for sure.
Absolutely. I think the next year or two, you're definitely going to see him producing more beats for people. Hopefully, he also just kind of like perfects his own kind of thing, like his own music, as opposed to being like loaned out to the big UK artists. Like, hey, I want this kind of thing. Can you do this for me? Whereas he's like, it seems like what he's done from this album already, like his first project, he had big names coming for him.
Yeah, that's what's
and
making
then
me really
out of
excited.
that, his name's got big. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like as an artist, you're making your name for your own album, your own project. Like as a producer, that's a pretty cool thing.
Sure. When was the last time we got a producer tape?
From the
UK? I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Final Fly Lotus does that a lot, but he's not from here. It's like a lot of UK producers get their name from producing with big artists. Whereas this guy, he's kind of making his breakthrough off his own, and I think it's refreshing to see, honestly. And I cannot wait to see who he's gonna work with next or what production he does next, because if he's doing this already, man, imagine there's like serious money behind this guy. He's gonna be capable of some serious. He's gonna put a lot of these producers to shame, man. I know you're wrong. There's some good producers there. Obviously, shout out to like M1 on the beat with the drill scene and stuff like that. Like there are some good producers there, but there's a lot of mediocre ones, John. There's a lot of mediocre ones, and he's putting a lot of them to shame already on his first EP. Like, yeah,
he is. We're excited.
Yeah, and just to reiterate on
definitely
A2
be
again.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate on the A2 point, because I listen to All Spill. Like, I'm not an A2 hater. I'm just not a fan. I could not believe that was A2 rapping on Own Pace.
That was the first thing you said to me. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, what? Is that A2? I had to check the lyrics on G. It's like, that is not A2. It's like, wow.
Super smooth.
Yeah, like, he was just, like.
His flow is excellent.
That was like, even if it's just talking about hip hop across both continents, that was like top quality, like top quality. I was not expecting that from him at all. So I was like, I think they know when they see something special, man. That's all. And yeah, I think he's it. I really do think, I hope he doesn't slow down. That's it. I hope he doesn't slow down. I'm very excited for him, as you can tell.
Yeah, excellent. But yeah, you can find all our music from our Spotlight series on Spotify. We have a playlist, select Spotlight 3 songs series every week.
Whilst you're on Spotify, don't forget to subscribe to the Vinyl Collective. If you're not on Spotify, you're like, oh, I'm more of an Apple Music guy. Guess what? You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts too. Yeah. And if you're not either of those things,
if you live in a cabin in the woods and you've never heard of either of them, and you're a Google man, then Google Playlists as well.
And even not that. As we got our YouTube, if you got none of those things, like, you know what? I just like the visual aspects. We got YouTube as well, so can't really escape us. And if all of those fails, if you're just one of those really hipster guys, SoundCloud is coming too. So stay tuned.
Send us an email too.
Yeah, send us an email. So getting into today's topic, we're talking about the weirdest collaborations, the mismatches. I mean, we're also interested, especially with rappers. So kind of thinking through this. When it comes to singers, I mean, singers and rappers have their own egos. I think the way singers' egos manifest is that they don't like collaborating with anyone because they think they're just so good they can do it by themselves. And I think it's more acceptable for them to do that. Like, for example, Adele doesn't really have any features on her albums. No. Most singers don't have any features on their albums. It's just not really a thing. Or they'll have like one every like 2-3 albums. Like, it's really rare. Whereas rappers, once they kind of feel themselves, they think they can do anything. And that sometimes leads to some bad pieces of art.
Interesting choices.
Some interesting choices. So so today's episode is gonna kind of talk through some of the most interesting collaborations. We're definitely gonna miss some out. So if you have any like, oh, you know what, that was a weird mix match, then send them to vinylcollectivepod@gmail.com, and then we can talk about it maybe in another episode. But let's go through the first one. Which one do you have for me, John?
Okay, I'm gonna start with a song that I know you're a fan of. So it was from Kendrick's most recent album.
Okay, damn.
It was damn. Yeah, it was XXX.
Yeah,
with Mr. Bono.
Yeah. That was strange, but. It was strange because I think because the track list for that album came out like a week before the album came out, something like that, or a couple weeks before. And I remember looking at that and like Rihanna, U2, and Zakari. Who the fuck is Zakari? So that's the only 3 features. And also when you listen to the record, I know, and again, I think that there are a lot of people who aren't fans of Triple X, but I'm a huge fan. I think this song is fantastic, and I don't think Bono ruins it. I know because Bono is very much known for being a bit hippie and save the world type of guy. Because you two really are those type of guys. I think they're very religious fans. I didn't realize how religious they were. Like, they're very religious fans. So and you think of it in that way, it actually kind of makes sense because Kendrick is always talking about God in his music, like
Yeah, he
always.
is.
So I don't think he takes from the song. I think it works, to be honest. I think this is actually one of those collaborations that actually work. What do you think?
Yeah. I just some advice if you don't know this song, don't Google Bono XXX. best to start with Kendrick.
Sorry, that was a good one. That was a good one. Continue. Sorry. Continue. I can't do it. Imagine that. Sorry. Okay. What should they search, Sean? What should they search? You can't stop laughing. I'm keeping this in. I don't care. Okay. It's Triple X, Kendrick Lamar featuring U2.
Good song. I originally wasn't a fan of it. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think because the song's kind of in two parts, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the first part of the song I just wasn't really a fan of. I didn't really like the slow kind of. I don't even know how would you describe the first part of the song?
Oh, when he's talking about he does that little story about Johnny, caught a body.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I get you. I think the reason why I like that song so much is the beat switches. One, it goes through like 3 beats.
Yeah.
And it ties up the whole story of the album. And obviously we're not gonna make this a damn review, but yeah, I think a lot of people miss the story. Like that song says the whole message of the album. And obviously don't want to ruin it for anyone, but yeah, like Damn is definitely it's definitely a lot more than just about like religion and stuff like that. So if you look into that song, you're like, yeah, I think he ties it in really, really well. And I always like that song. I think it was one of my most played in 2017 on Spotify. So
really,
yeah, I think it was like third, something like that, fifth. It was like top 5 for sure. So like, yeah, really good record. And I think the way he was talking, I think it was so honest. Like, ain't no Black Lives Matter when your baby killed by a coward. Like, I feel the exact same way. Like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, the way he was talking, it's like, you wouldn't expect that from Kendrick, but it's like, it's real though. And I think, it fits the title of the song, Complete Madness, Triple X. Like, it's just going crazy. And when he kind of peels it back, and because I think, have you seen him perform that song on stage? Because when he ends the part before he goes into Bono, it says, Damn, a satire by Kendrick Lamar. He always names his album.
Yeah, I've seen that thing. Yeah.
So Good Kid, Mad City is like a short movie. To Me Above has a short poem, and Damn is a satire. And I think that was done on purpose, where he's talking about all this crazy things he's gonna do, when he's peeling it back. When he's talking about killing someone, when he's gonna what's it called? Go to a school to talk about gun control. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. So I think I was just talking about like America and kind of how people kind of sell. But I really like the song, and I think the hook that Bono does, I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like the song.
Yeah, to be fair, this is probably the album I've listened to the least out of all of his.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I have a friend genuinely who listens to this album. I think almost every day.
Okay, you're doing too much, John's friend. You're doing too much. Like, it's not. I mean, listen to Good Kid, Mad City.
You know who you are if you're listening as well.
But
because you do that, I'm not giving you a shout out. I'm just calling you my friend.
But it's very accessible, so I kind of get that as well. So whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Another song.
What's next? Give me one.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you. So this one was quite interesting. So this was FK Twigs and Future on Holy Terrain. So we both know how we feel about that song, but when this song came out initially, I came my ears to the streets, and a lot of FK Twigs fans are a bit cultish in it, and they were not happy that she featured with Future. They were like, why is Future kind of coming onto FK Twigs sound? Like, this didn't think it made sense. And even when I was listening to the Fantano review, I don't think he liked it too much either. But I was like, I think this is one of the best collaborations of 2019. Like, honestly, I think this works so fucking well. Like this works so well. I would have never ever even conceived this would work as well as it did. I think this is such a good song. So yeah, but the fans, I think the FK Twigs fans were just like really surprised and just didn't like it because I don't think I don't think she's ever featured a rapper on any of her songs. This might be the first time ever, and it might be the only because this was way before Heady One as well. This was way before Gang.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time she ever featured a rapper. It was like, what the hell's going on? And yeah, beautiful song.
Also considering considering the message of the album, like the concept, Futures, that the guy you want on it. But it was the collaboration none of us knew we needed, but the one.
Yeah, literally.
What's the phrase? The one we didn't want, but we needed. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And she said about this collab, first of all, she said, "I love sad future," which I agree with.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just kind of texted him and was like, "Hey, it's Twigs. Let me know if you want to chat music and stuff." And then he replied back like really quickly. And then
sound like some school. Yeah,
she sent him the album and said to him like what kind of the concept is, and she was like, "Yeah, it has like really strong feminine energy," was what she said, and it's empowering, and she wants Future on it.
That's so interesting.
Apparently they do. Yeah, she sought him out for it and said, yeah, she wanted him specifically for that track.
The only feature on the album as well.
I know.
Yeah.
And it worked so well.
It worked really well.
Yeah, it kind of reminds. I don't know whether there's a direct comparison, but it kind of reminded me of did you listen to the James Blake album? He had Travis Scott on it.
I didn't. Tell me.
There was a song with, I think it was Travis Scott and Metro Boomin.
Okay.
And James Blake. Okay. Such a good song. And that was the kind of one I was like, they work so well together. Why has this not happened before? And I think this is a similar kind of feeling. Yeah.
But I think this one's even more unexpected because the thing about James Blake, he's hip to the hip hop scene. Like, James Blake has worked with hip hop artists before. Whereas I don't think FK Twigs, because FK Twigs kind of built her own genre almost.
Yeah, James Blake had a GZA on his.
Jizzo, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
GZA.
No, that's fine. But Whereas that's the thing. Like, I think this one came across more of a surprise because Future, like what? Like, it's just so strange. But she knew what she was doing, mate. Because this song is amazing. I really like this song. So yeah,
Future's he's on the UK scene. He's not going anywhere, is he? Heady One and FK Twigs.
Yeah, I mean, he also teamed up with Octavian. I know people like to forget he exists, but whatever. Like, he teamed up with Octavian as well. And the song was all right. Like, it's not as good as this one, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's definitely has his history. I can't remember the title of it. I'll send you to you after this. I know some people might know the song, but honestly, he's also teamed up with Heady One as well. So I think he's definitely got his ears to the streets. But this is definitely like the mismatch that just worked, like 100%, like flawless.
And also coming after like FK had been on A$AP Rocky's Testing album, with like Fuck Sleep, and she just kind of, she's so adaptable. Like, her style just like translates so well.
And you wouldn't expect that because her sound is so eccentric, like it's so out there. You wouldn't think she'll be able to just work on like a regular sound or regular record, and she does. Like, she just knows. I think that's what makes her such a good singer, because you might forget how good of a singer she is behind all that like production, because the production is so layered. You might even forget about her voice, but she's a banging singer as well. So literally, she's like one of the goats.
She's the Daniel Day-Lewis of music, because she just like she method sings, doesn't she? I think I've said this before about something. Like, she just recycling things here. She'd like learn, what was it, the sword martial art technique, and like
pole dancing,
pole dancing and things.
She's built different, man. But again, the British singers, mate, you can't fail. You just can't fail, mate. it's a sure thing, man. Oh, who do we have next?
Next, I'm gonna, because we've picked a couple of songs that Topics enjoyed. I'm gonna pick a song that will bring him to a darker place, and that is Hot Shower. Talk to me about it.
Ooh,
we had our Chance episode a little while ago, didn't we?
Was that a mismatch? Was that a weird collab? Who's on that song again? Is it Megan Thee Stallion and the Baby?
Oh, did I just say Hot Shower?
Yeah, you said Hot Shower.
What song did I mean?
No,
Chance and Shawn Mendes.
Oh, Born and Flossing. Oh, yeah, that's a mismatch for me.
I knew you wanted to talk about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Ooh, that is. I mean, we spoke about it a few weeks ago, didn't we? But man, like, I don't. You know what? It's done wrong. I don't think Shawn Mendes is a bad artist, but Shawn Mendes should not be anywhere near a hip hop record. Like, sorry, like that would never make any sense to me. Like, ever. So. Yeah, when I saw this track list, I keep saying this, when I saw that track list in Board Big Day, I was like, we have some serious problems here, mate. Because we already have Def Cab for Cutie on track number 2, and we have Shawn Mendes like halfway through the album. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, this song is just, yeah. I mean, we spoke about it earlier. There's nothing to this song, mate. Like,
the thing is, like, the artists on it aren't even like. It's not that they're bad artists; they're great in their own right. It just doesn't work.
I mean,
beautiful
people on the Titanic. So, I mean,
the song was bad. I mean, we took any chance to revisit this album, but the whole album was a slow motion car crash, wasn't it?
Yeah, like just absolutely no, just no on all points. Let me hit you back with one as well. I want to know what your thoughts are on this one. So, we talked about Kendrick earlier, but I'm going to hit you back with another Kendrick one. So Taylor Swift and Kendrick, Bad Blood. I know Taylor Swift is your girl. I know you liked her albums last year. But what do you think of this collab with Kendrick? Did you see it coming?
Lights is an understatement, Toppe.
Wow.
I loved her albums last year.
Okay, cool. Okay, you loved it. Okay,
I'm putting it on the record. Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you think of this particular remix?
Bad Blood.
Yes.
I didn't enjoy it. I didn't care for it that much. Yeah, I don't know. Just Kendrick just felt restrained on it, or he just felt like boxed in on it, like because it was all just felt like a radio edit, right? Was it a radio edit?
I'm not sure.
It felt too commercial. It felt too kind of like prim and proper.
Yeah,
and it was like Kendrick,
too clean.
You've got these like 16 bars to say something, and then I'm gonna sing, and then you've got this. Yeah, it didn't feel right.
I mean, you know what's funny? Because Kendrick always says, "Oh, like, you know, I don't just feature with anyone. I gotta feel the artist. We just gotta have a vibe." And I was like, that vibe must have had a lot of zeros behind it with this one, mate. Because what's going on with this? Like, there's no way he looked at that song and was like, "Yeah, me, you're just gelling right now." Like, I know he had that interview. He was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift is hard." Like, I know he tried to back her in like interviews and stuff like that, but this was definitely a money grab, man. Sorry, like, this is not one of Kendrick's shining moments. This song, it's bad. It is bad. I'm gonna say it. Like, it's just, he doesn't miss on features much, but this song is just straight bad. Like, I did not enjoy this at all. I don't know why it's so popular. I think it's a shock that I would have never. Because the thing is, if you look at Taylor Swift, a lot of, especially at the time, she resembled white America, and Kendrick kind of resembles black America. So kind of put them on the same track as, like,
yeah, what year is this?
2015, 16? Like, quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's just, this
is
kind
Pimp
of
a
his
Butterfly phase.
Pimp a Butterfly, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, Taylor Swift? Like, what? What's going on? Like, I thought, you know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, given that context, it's like,
yeah.
How the hell did this
left
song
all
come out?
his saxophones at home?
Yeah, literally, like, I promise you that money that Top Dog must have got from that feature must have been long. It must have been a pretty penny, mate, because there's no way this song comes about. Like, sorry, this song's not good. Fair enough, I get it, but I think similar to what I was saying, because I think someone must have messaged me like, do artists believe in every song they put out? And I was like, of course they don't. They definitely do not. And I think sometimes it's more about the money than thinking the song is good. And I think this is one of those cases. So, yeah.
Yeah, a tiny misstep in his career, should we say?
Yeah, it's a tiny one. Yeah. He
Everyone has one.
Misses. Everyone has one, but yeah, get your money, young man.
Yeah, but before we go on to some Jay-Z missteps, I'm gonna hit you with a theme that we seem to have in the early 2000s, and that was our rap hip hop musicians teaming up with country singers.
Okay, cool.
And
What should you hit me with
one of
first?
those particular collabs was LL Cool J and Mr. Brad
Oh
Paisley.
man.
I'd
Oh
like to hear your thoughts
man.
on this. If you tell us the name of the song and then hit us.
Thing is, even hearing the song is bringing tears to my eyes right now. Like legit. Like the song title, by the way, is called what? Accidental Racism, which
That's
already,
the
you
name of
know
the
what?
song. Yeah.
If you're black and you're hearing this song, say no more. You already know. You already know
Yeah.
what this is about. Like, this just the title name. It's already setting this bar so low. It's like like we're already in hell. This is the title. We are already in hell.
The
Like,
the phrase itself is that kind of like, I'm not racist, but, or like,
the,
I'm not racist, I have a black friend.
yeah,
Or
no, it's
like,
worse
I'm
than
not.
that. It's worse than that. It's like saying, oh, it's like a accidental domestic abuser. Like that doesn't make any sense either, does it? Like
It doesn't work.
it doesn't. Like it literally. It's such a oxymoron. Like it just no one who signed off on this. That's what I'm trying to say. Who signed off on this? Because racism is an active act. You can't be accidental. Do you know what I mean?
And the problem with this song is that you, like 100% they think they're doing a good act here. They're going into this in their head. They're like well intentions, just naively thinking that we're going to end racism with this song.
I'm sorry, Brad Paisley. Sorry, Brad Paisley. It's not LL Cool J song, but it's Brad Paisley's song featuring LL Cool J. So LL Cool J did not have to be on this song, by the way. Didn't have to be on this song, but whatever. So, so this honestly, and I've said this about Chance, but this is way, way, way worse. This is way worse. This might be one of the worst songs because Chance is one of the worst albums I've ever heard. There's a lot of songs I've heard. This is easily one of the worst songs I've ever heard. I think he said a line where he said, "Oh,
I've got some lines here.
Don't judge my do rag, and I won't judge your flag or something like that." He's talking about the Confederate flag. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mr. LL, that is not the same thing.
He said, "I won't judge your red flag."
I won't judge your red. Like, Mr. Cool J, that is not the same thing. That will never be the same thing. A do-rag is not a sign of worse times. Like, a red flag is a clear sign of worse times. Like, what are you on about? Like, oh man, this is like a scene from Get Out, mate. Like, what is going on? Like, oh, and the thing is, what makes it even worse is, this song came out in 2013. Where LL Cool J is way past his prime. LL Cool J was rapping in the 80s. He has no business rapping in 2013. This guy's already like a massive actor. So no one is forcing you to do this. Not your bank account, not your career, nothing. Nothing's forcing you to do this. And we decided, let me get on this country song. Literally, like what? Oh my god! No, sorry. This song.
A couple more quotes. I'm gonna hit the audience with.
Hit me with
we
it.
then had there was like a succession of these lines from LL. He said that one. Then he said, "If you don't judge my gold chains, I'll forget the iron chains."
Like, how do you say that and not laugh? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not the same. Do you know what it is? Do you know what makes it so bad? It's like you're bringing do-rags and gold chains down to the level of,
slavery and the
slavery and the Civil War. When it's like, bro, they're not the same things. Like they like. I don't know how else to say this. Like, you come from New York, does he not? Like, I don't understand.
Queens, New York.
He comes from Queens. Yeah. Like, where? Oh my god! Like, I can only imagine the phone calls he was receiving the day that song came out. Yeah. He must have woken up to like 143 missed calls. Like, what did I even do?
One more quote, which was this was Mr. Brad Paisley. Paisley feeling a bit of guilt, clearly, but not enough, evidently. I'm just a white man trying to understand. I'm proud of where I'm from, but not everything we've done.
So literally, he teamed up with what seems to be a redneck who is happily waving a Confederate flag and saying, "Oh, I didn't know that was racist." And LL Cool J's coming along being like, "Hey, that's racist, but if you don't judge me, that's gonna be alright, mate." Like,
he's been called out at the local Walmart for wearing his Confederate flag, and he's gone This guy's wearing a do-rag though.
Yeah, it's like, how can you judge my flag? No, he's not gonna talk British. He's like, how can you judge my flag? I can't even do a fucking Southern accent. So he's like, how you gonna judge my flag when that guy's wearing a do-rag, mate? That's just as bad. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Sure is. That's like, you know what it is? You know those people on Twitter who have the Union Jack in their bios? You know they're gonna say some seriously racist shit. It's like making a song with one of those guys. It's like, why would you do that? Like, that is the level we're talking about. This is in the pits of the underworld. This is Hades. Like, this is really bad. This collab, country and hip hop. It should have never happened. He wasn't even flowing on this. Even
the song, like the words and the kind of, offensiveness of it, offense beside, like it was such a half-assed attempt to like merge the kind of musical tradition that LL Cool J's from and country music. Like it was a country song. All the way through there are kind of like these really subtle percussion bits, and then whenever LO raps, there's like some 808s that jump in. Like quickly put some cool sounding drums on there.
Which just feels discriminatory as
even
well.
Worse, even worse. It's like quickly get the sound of Queens on there.
Godly, I really want to know what the logistics were behind that collaboration. Because
did he phone in? Did they get in the studio to sing this? That would be even worse.
I hope not. Because man, like this is.
And then I'm gonna hit you one more quote. Sorry, one more. Quote,
one more. You're gonna assault me.
Which
man.
was LL was saying, what was it? R.I.P. Robert E. Lee, who was a Confederate soldier.
Yeah.
General, sorry. And then he said, "But I got to thank Abraham Lincoln for freeing me."
I heard that line, and I was like, I think that's when I sent you that video of me listening to the song. I was like, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Like, Jesus, like, oh man, like it stresses me out, John. Like my face is getting hot. Like it stresses me out. Like LL Cool J, CSI Miami. Like what's going on? Like I don't understand. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, bro, like you made bad. Like what's going on? Like,
yeah, it's the like. I guess it's the.
Money can really buy integrity, man, because that's the only thing I can think of. There's no way. But you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's gonna stress me out.
Yeah. This is the same Abraham Lincoln, by the way, that said if he could, what was it? If he could win the Civil War without freeing any slave, he would do it. Quote for you guys out there. Anyway,
next country song we have Nelly and Tim McGraw, Over and Over. You know what? This isn't that bad. This actually, you know those like memes where it's like you unlocked a piece of my childhood. This is one of those songs. So you know what it is with Nelly?
Was 9-year-old you listening to this? It came out in 2004.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nelly was that guy. Like when Nelly was at his prime, I just don't think he could do any wrong. Like even if Kelly Rowland is messaging him off Microsoft Excel on her phone, like he can't do any wrong. It just works. Like, so yeah, I think this song, don't wrong, it's really weird. Like it's slow. It's definitely a slower song for Nelly, but I think Nelly's too cool, man. He's too cool. Like, and I think just when listening to the song again, I'm like, actually no, like I did like the song when I was younger, but I can't say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's great.
I can't excuse
it.
It's
not bad.
This is not a good song. I said this to you before. There's no excuse for it. The song is too slow. The song has that feeling of like, because they're just such distinct artists, and it does not work together for me. It has a feeling of one of those like high school shows, like a kind of like High School Musical vibe, where it's like, the two cool kids from the different social groups get together and do a performance at the end, and then the credits roll. No, it's awful. It's awful.
You know what it is? I can admit it's pure nostalgia talking for this one, but I don't think it's awful.
There's a bit in it as well where Tim's singing, he's doing his country crooning, and then Nelly's in the background. He does a couple of little ad libs.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Nelly's from the South as well, though. Nelly's from the South. Is he not?
Mm-mm.
So it makes sense. I mean, Beyonce did Daddy Lessons, and she's from Texas.
She
So
did.
people are definitely against that, though. People were not happy about that. But yeah, I think it works. I'm okay. I'm not. It's not a mind blowing song, but again, I don't think it's awful. Like I don't hear. I'm like, ugh. It's just like it's just a bit slower for Daddy. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder what the equivalent in the UK would be then for this kind of like music genre collab.
Oh, UK. I'm not
some
sure.
kind of like folksy, maybe some kind of like real like British folk.
Oh, they wouldn't do it.
Kind of
I think the lines are too strict with that one. I'm sorry. Like I think the lines are way too strict. I think because England is so small, I feel the people who are on that side of things, I think it's very clear. Like those two just don't mix. Like
I'd love to see it.
No, like no. Like maybe take that and Stormzy. That's like the peak of like collaboration. But apart from that, it's never gonna happen, mate. But in terms of UK collaborations, I mean, we did have Nines and Akala on I Wonder, and this was a bit weird to me because like you also got Nines, who is like the king of drug music, and you got Akala,
Mr.
who is
Conscious.
yeah, like the king of consciousness. You got Akala, and they're on the same song. I know you're wrong. Akala's not rapping. He's kind of just throwing these quotes like, "What if you lived somewhere else? Would you have a different life?" And it's like the answer is yes, Akala. The answer is yes. I'll have a different life. But whatever. It's like whatever. But I don't think the song's bad. Actually, I think in terms of One Foot Out is a bad album, but I think this is one of the better songs on this record. So, what do you think of it?
I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't dislike the album as much as you do because I know not his his first album is one of your favorite UK albums, right?
No, One Foot In.
His first
Last Mistake.
One Foot In, yeah. So I've kind of at it from a different way of kind of perhaps it was the first Nines album I listened to and then I went back.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
But yeah. Moving on to I think a song that we can both agree is shit in every possible way. Is a song called THE, The Hardest Ever. And this is an interesting mix of I guess genres. You got Mick Jagger, that kind of the mid 2010s. He's kind of collabing with a lot of people, isn't he? He's Maroon 5.
Got the moves like Jagger. Shout out to that song. Yeah, big song.
Anyway, he joined Jennifer Lawrence. No.
J-Lo.
Lopez, J-Lo, yes. And Will.I.Am.
On this song, yeah. It's called THE. Gosh. I mean...
Hardest ever.
Do you know what it is? This song... Do you know that song? I think it was like 2015, 2016. It was Get Lit by Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. It was like that EDM song. And you know how fucking bad that song was? That song was bad. That song was bad. That song was really, really bad. This sounds like a better version of that. Like, it's still bad. It's still in the realms of badness. It's just like...
He definitely felt pushed by Jaden's music career to make that.
Yeah.
My son can't be out here making albums. I'm the cool dad. I still bungee jump. It's like, Nate.
Yeah, like, I'm 50. I think it was even before he's 50th. Like, I think I remember they performed it in like a big club, like EDM clubs are like, they're really packed. Yeah. And I was like, I cannot believe. Like, but anyways, it's not about that. It's about Will.I.Am. So I feel like this is like a better version of a really bad song. So it just puts it in the bad category. And some of the lyrics here are so cringe. Like, you would be a fan. I know you don't like Big Sean. Like, you would put him in the Big Sean category. Like, I think he talked about like a DeLorean or something like that. Like, some really bad lines.
Some
here,
weird stuff in there.
It's really
I'm a work hard. That's my thesis. This beat is the shit. Feces.
It just sounds.
Christmas. You get kind of the family rounds. You're all kind of sat in the living room. You get out the board games. They've got dust on them. You haven't used them since last Christmas. You get out word association game. And you just start riffing with the random words. And that's what he does here. He rhymes things with like, he talks about cashew nuts at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some bad lines there. I remember this. I was like, I remember just listening to it. I literally from like the first bar, I was like, "That's a bad line." I was like, "Oh, that's another
Yeah.
bad line." Like,
Yeah.
it just, it's really.
He said, "I'm gonna go hard like a motherfucking boner. I wake up in the morning hard like morning wood in the morning."
Oh man, it's good.
Yeah, it is. It's word association got out of hand.
Tell a jealous chicken I don't know what the beef is. like, like I just don't understand Mr. Will.I.Am. And again, I always get so surprised when people tell me Black Eyed Peas was like a honest hip hop band before Where's the Love, because where is it? Jerry, where is it? Like, I don't understand. Like, I've always found Will.I.Am like the trendy version of Wyclef, because they look the same to me anyways. So it's like, yeah, it's just trendy Wyclef to me. It's like, no, yeah.
Will.I.Am has been making cringy, I mean, for the last decade, let's be honest. Like, more than that.
There we go. Synergy. Yeah, more than that, mate. Because what, 10 years ago would have been 2011.
Because he released Willpower in 2013. And what was the songs about girls? Even, I mean, that wasn't a good album.
Gosh.
I remember downloading that from Napstar when I was
what year was that?
12.
2012. From where?
No. I was 12.
Again.
I was 12.
You downloaded songs off Napstar.
Do you not remember that?
I was not.
Napstar. That was.
No, it was a thing
in the 2000s.
Wait, isn't that paid? You have to pay for that, don't you?
Do you?
I think so. Because Napstar.
I mean, I wouldn't have paid.
I
was like 11 or 12. Were they?
Yeah, that was in LimeWire.
I don't know. Older brothers and sisters. I'm gonna use that excuse. But yeah, I remember downloading that album. That was kind of when, yeah, he really started going a bit eccentric and weird.
I mean, eccentric and weird. I mean, we could talk about that Alicia Keys and Jack White collaboration. My God. Like, you know what it is? I think everyone knows Alicia Keys took the road less traveled with her career. Like, you know, everyone can agree with that. But in particular, the song with Jack White. So this is, what's the song? Another Way to Die. Again, you hear the title name? Yeah. Say no more. But yeah, like,
I wish there was another way to die to listen to this.
Like, another way to die is listening to this genre. Like, that's the thing. Like, this song had no sense existing. Like, Jack White, and I would never put those two together. Like, not in any sense. Like, Jack White, he's sick at guitar. He's banging, but Alicia Keys, the piano girl. What? Like, no, sorry. Like, this song is just
not a good
weird.
Bond soundtrack song.
It sounds like a passion project. Like, oh, you know what? I just want to do something different. Oh, you know, I've been doing this for so. I just want to do something different. And it's like, why? Like, you don't have to do this. Like, Alicia, come on, let's talk about this. What's going on? Like, it's so. Like, I've never seen a career take such a hard. Like, you know, when you're driving on the motorway, and you're just about to miss the services, so, like, turn over, like, road, and you just steer it, like you just steer it right hard and you just park it. That is Alicia Keys' career. Like, I've never seen someone take such a huge change in just creativity. Like, The Diary of Alicia Keys in 2003, and you're telling me she's making songs with Jack White like that. Fuck me. Like, that is unforgivable. Like, she must have been going through something. Sorry, that is a weird collaboration, mate. What do you think of it?
It makes sense that it was for Quantum of Solace, because that's, I mean, out of the last handful.
Yeah, the worst James Bond film. Yeah, exactly, the worst one. There you go. So it's fitting, isn't it? The worst.
They knew, didn't they? The film was ready to come out. They're like, "Fuck, it's a bad film. It's a bad film."
Yeah,
pick two names out of the hat.
Yeah, let's just fit the album. Just bad film, bad songs. Like, fucking hell. Yeah. Like, but the thing is, you say that, but they even made a music video for it as well. So, you know,
did they?
Yeah, they did.
Boy. What was that? What was that
like? It was very what's the word? See, what is it? Like, it's just it's clearly edited. Like, it's not well edited. They're in this like weird dystopian.
Is it dark?
Yeah, of course it's dark, mate. It's fucking rock, isn't it? And at least he's got this microphone and he's just singing in a weird rock way. Like it's just everything you don't want, really. It's everything you don't want. Like, when did this song come out? Like, I thought that this song came out way too late in the career. Okay, 2007. But still, like, yeah, like, imagine being a huge fan of Alicia Keys in, like, your 20s in 2003. Like, oh, I can't wait to see what she does next. And she comes out with this shit. Like, fucking, I'll be so disappointed. Like, yeah, this song is, yeah, definitely not one, definitely one they're just gonna put in the archives. They don't even want the masters for that song. Like, fuck it, give it to 007 or whatever. They don't want that.
I want to talk about another rock collab.
Okay, cool.
And that is Mr. Wheezy, Lil Wayne, and
Weezer. Weezer itself.
And Weezer and Wheezy.
You know what, we say like that, it actually makes sense.
It does.
It does.
But yeah, set the scene. The year's 2009. You know, what are we? Year 9 at this point.
Yeah.
Year 8.
Lil
Year
Wayne,
9.
Carter Freeze just
Lil
Wayne's in his prime.
He's at the height of his career.
Yeah.
But this song definitely is a telling sign of what's to come in 2010. Drops. We've not forgotten. He drops an album called Rebirth.
Oh yes. Oh.
Don't tell me you've forgotten about that.
Damn, I actually forgot about that. Damn.
You can't get away with it. I'm not forgetting that album.
Do you know why people forgot?
Anyway,
because Drake existed, so it was fine.
That's true. But yeah, this song should have been a wake up call.
Damn.
Should have got some people out there to help him because it's awful.
It is
Rivers
bad.
Cuomo, who's the lead on the band Weezer, quoted saying, "Any other rapper just wouldn't have done it. Yo, we're partying. Let's drink and have fun." He said, "But Wayne gave it an edge I was looking for. You can hear it in his voice. It sounds so dark, like he was going to get shot or something when he walks out the studio."
Wow. Sorry. Like he's going to get shot or something when he walks out the studio. Why does that sound so racist? That sounds so racist. What the fuck? Oh my god, I didn't read that. Fuck. Yeah. So the song, by the way, is Can't Stop Partying, by the way. So Can't Stop Partying, we're going to put that title there, and we're going to tie that with, I feel like he was going to get shot when he left the studio. Jesus Christ. They're just talking about partying, mate. Fucking hell. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That is bad. Oh, man. But yeah, this sure is, because Lil Wayne has always been a fan of rock. So I'm not surprised he does rock crossovers. But given he was at the height of his rap career, yeah, this was a surprise. This should have never happened. Like, you know, life was good. A MIDI dropped. You know, he had Lollipop. Like, he couldn't be stopped. And yeah, like,
he should have been.
Yeah, he should have been stopped to do this. He should have been stopped to do this, mate. Like, boy, I don't know what he was doing here, mate. Like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like Weezer. That is so strange. That is very strange. But, you know, I can imagine a reason. Maybe not under the influence of some other substances that maybe, who knows? I'm not gonna put that out of the universe, but that is a very strange collaboration.
Yeah. But yeah, not the only rock rap collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna circle back to Jack White quickly. So there is a good Jack White collaboration. That's with Tribe Called Quest. Can't miss with my boys Tribe. Like best hip hop
Talk to me about
all
it.
time. But yeah, so they were on. I think Jack White was on Ego and Conrad Tokyo.
The final song, right?
No, not the final song. Near the final, near the end. Yeah, it's near the end, but it's not the final
right.
song. But he's all over the album. But I think the main parts is the end of Conrad Tokyo and the start of Ego. And yeah, so he does like a bit of a riff that goes into Ego. And these songs slap. Like, these are amazing songs. Like, yeah, I think Ego does the whole like refrain of it, and then yeah, like it is a perfect collaboration. Like, yeah, one of those ones where I would never see Q-Tip and Jack White in the studios again and think, fuck it, let's just do it. And it's weird how all these like hip hop artists or R&B artists just decided Jack White is the go-to guy.
Yeah,
wasn't
he on Lemonade?
Yes, he was on Don't Hurt Yourself. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
really weird. Like they were like, yeah, fuck it. Let's get me some Jack White, mate. Like, you know, like it's very strange, but whatever. Maybe it's just, you know what it is? Maybe it's just the most open one out of all the rock bands. I can imagine that to be the case, to be honest. So, yeah. So Jack White and Tribe
I
Called
know
Quest
how much
link
you
up.
love that.
Yeah,
This
Ego
album,
is an
yeah.
amazing song. Yeah, this album
Yeah.
is phenomenal, but Ego is such a good song. With, you know, lyrics aside, but even the beat itself with the Jack White on the guitar, I wouldn't have thought that song would have kind of came to be what it is. But it just really works. It really, really works. And yeah, it just kind of depicts the ego in such a concise but very accurate way. Like, you know, something to make you feel strong when people hate you and stuff like that. It's like, it's true. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Conrad's
big
definitely one of the best songs on there.
Oh, Kendrick went Super Saiyan on that.
He
like
does.
Kendrick,
He does.
yeah, that might be my favorite feature of his. Like, it's too short. Like, I don't know what he was feeding at the time, but yeah.
And the thing is, especially with like dual discs, you know, you can kind of expect that the second disc is
weaker,
but it's not. That run, it's what is it? There's an Anderson .Paak song, and then there's the Kendrick song, then there's the second Jack White song, then it's the Donald.
The Donald's, the closer,
Song. What a run!
Yeah, I mean, boy,
your favorite album of 2016, probably.
Oh, is it? Yes, it is. It was number one. Number two was Telephone. Yeah, so very close too, because Telephone is fucking sick. So but this album, I think, just for a group that ended in '99 and came back 17 years later and thought, fuck it, let's just take over the game again and just
drop one of the best albums of the year.
Yeah, let's just drop one of the best albums of the year and just did it with ease. Like, this album is so. I wish more people listen to it,
especially when you're sitting on old material and there's and you've got like years to play with it.
Yes.
And you drop something like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, and just thought, fuck it, let's just slap Jack White on our last album ever. Like, Jack White, like, that's a risk, but it paid off really well, mate. Really, really well. So yeah, phenomenal records, phenomenal album. So yeah, shout out to them guys. Which their 5 years will come up this year, so we should probably slap. Yeah, let's slap on the schedule. Let's do it. Go on, what's the next?
Let's talk a couple of Jay-Z collabs.
Come on,
he's put some feet wrong in his time.
Yes, he has. Whoa, come on. What?
So if him and, I mean, we talked about last week. If you haven't checked out the episode on responsibility politics, check that out. We talked about R. Kelly quite a lot.
Yes, we did.
The only reason we're talking about him today is to slate him. So all good. But yeah, Jay-Z and R. Kelly. As if one album was enough. It wasn't enough, apparently. They gave us another because there was unfinished business, apparently. There wasn't any. There were no business to be finished.
I mean, do you know what's funny? Because they even dropped a deluxe of their first album, Best of Both Worlds. So the reason why, like, maybe people don't think it's as random as it is, but this wasn't even in the 90s. This was in the 2000s.
2002, right?
2002, 2004. Yeah. Why the hell are you collaborating with R. Kelly? Like, at this point, R. Kelly is semi-washed up. Like, he's not even in his prime anymore. Forget all the things that he's happened outside of music. Like, just as a singer, like, it's not like R. Kelly's like the hottest on the streets right now. To do 2 albums with him, like, and it's what's so funny about Jay-Z, he doesn't even really acknowledge them in interviews. Like, he's just like, that happened.
That did not happen.
Yeah,
that like 2-year gap out. The only reason they came back for that second album has to be management teams were like, they were seeing the dollar signs there. They were like, let's get another going. Yeah, but the second one didn't. Yeah. I don't think it did that well commercially.
No,
but the first one did.
The first one went platinum, but then you got to think about it. It's Jay-Z, who's the biggest hip hop artist at that time,
and R. Kelly,
and it's R. Kelly. Like, who is R. Kelly? Like, you know, one of the biggest artists literally in the world at the time. So Do you know what I mean? This just makes sense. But Jay-Z and R. Kelly doesn't make sense.
Boring.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense. What
never
was
made
the point
sense
of it?
Yeah, will never make sense.
The second album didn't exactly come with any kind of interesting takes or topics.
Nope.
It was just, it felt like the second CD of the first album.
Yeah.
The only saving grace I will say is that neither of these projects is on Spotify. So
I didn't know that actually. Nice.
Yeah. So,
Damn. I mean, that business they had is well and truly finished, mate. Because
so when Jay-Z was talking to Tidal and Spotify, it was like, yeah, I'll put my albums back on.
Yeah, yeah.
Put those collabs on.
I'm not gonna bother the R. Kelly one. Like, godly, like, I don't know what he was thinking there. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, one album, it's like, you know what, fuck it, let's try it. Like, people do joint albums, but back to back, Mr. Carter. Like, what are you thinking? Like, the thing, you know what it is? Just R. Kelly's sound and Jay-Z's sound, it just doesn't work. R. Kelly's that type of guy who give a couple of verses and you have this really like dramatic bridge and the hook is gonna really hit you, like, world's greatest or something like that. Like, he's one of those people. Like, Jay-Z's a rapper. Like, it just doesn't work. It's never gonna work. Like, well, you're gonna have R. Kelly just do a verse. Like, it's just, no, he's not one of those guys, man. Like,
and to think he dropped one album with R. Kelly, went away, made the Black Album, came back and
yeah, that's the thing. That's really strange. That. It's really strange because this obviously came after his quote unquote retirement. So
yeah,
he drops the first album in 2002, drops his last album, the Black Album, which, to be honest, given how much he put into that album, I think it really was his last album at the time because he did a massive tour for it, and then he comes out a year later with R. Kelly Unfinished Business. And it's like, man, you should have finished that business before you retired, mate. Because what's going on? Like, mate, nah. Like, you know what's funny? Because when people talk about Jay-Z's discography, no one mentions the R. Kelly albums because it's just like it's just one of those like unspoken rules. Like, Jay-Z's good, but we don't talk about the R. Kelly albums. We just don't talk about it. Like, it's just, yeah, should have never happened. Never, ever happened ever. But yeah,
let's run through a few quick ones. Jay-Z, Linkin Park.
Oh, Collision Course. You know what? It shouldn't have happened. But
since it did,
Encore was a good song. That was a good song. That should have happened. But I think they went too far. They did what I like to call the 200 IQ play, where you think too much about some work you're doing and you kind of fuck yourself into doing something that's stupid. So I think Encore was a good song, and I think they thought, wow, dog, like, you're Linkin Park, you're one of the biggest rock bands right now. I'm one of the biggest hip hop artists right now. Fuck it, let's just do something crazy. And then the Collision Course happened, and it just wasn't what people thought it would be. Don't know, Encore's a good song, but fair enough, it is short. It's a pretty short record, but it should have never happened. Yeah, absolutely.
What did he put? Encore was on his Black Album. Yes. And then, so Black Album 2003 was Collision Course 2004. Same year as the R. Kelly.
Yeah, all these collabs, mate.
That is a weird time for him.
That's me. I think Jay-Z is probably one of my favorite artists of all time still, but I mean, he has a lot of albums that are just bad. But he does make up for it for some really good albums. He has some classics, but some of his albums that Jay-Z has are really bad. Like, we can't ever forget them, and that's what we're here for. Gosh, I mean, what else do we have? I mean, what other songs we have? I mean, we have. I'm gonna bring to you 4 or 5 seconds so we got Rihanna. Okay, cool, Rihanna. Kanye West. Okay, cool. Rock Nation. That makes sense. Paul McCartney. Talk to me about that. Beatles. Talk to me about that.
Obviously, not going to badmouth Mr. Paul McCartney. Brilliant artist. Beatles, amazing. Don't even need to say that. But yeah, the song didn't work for me. And the weird thing about it is, it was so well received. Like, there's so much, like, the reception was really positive, especially about Rihanna's performance, which was the highlight.
It was. I would agree with that. Yeah.
But I would say it was marginally better than the Paul McCartney and Ye song that they did earlier, which was remind me the name of that.
I think it was Only One.
Only One, yeah.
Yeah.
Which had, the feel of a charity single. It did.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I think I like Only One better than this. I think this song, it's not awful. It's really meh. It's really meh. It's like, did we need this? It's kind of like talking about like, oh, like stressed out from the week, but it's not Friday yet. It's like, okay, like,
and
okay.
Having 3 icons like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
admittedly, Rihanna isn't as, as huge as kind of
she is
in
now.
terms of discography as Kanye and Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
But you've got those 3 you've got those 3 artists on a track, and that's what you came up with.
Yeah, it's really strange. Like, I like that's the mood, that's the topic. Just being stressed out from your week, like that doesn't sound very impactful, mate. Like it's very, but at the same time, I think the performance. I was talking about the, vocal performance. I can't say it's bad. It's not bad. I just don't think the song is that compelling, really. Honestly, I don't think. I look at the lyrics, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, like that's what I needed. Like 4 or 5 seconds, like, absolutely not. So, yeah, it's not bad. I think it's one of the only songs I thought, this was meh, like, really just middle of the road. That's it, really. There's not much else to it.
I think one final, because we've talked obviously about kind of the rap and rock collabs. There's definitely like rap and kind of like electronic. I mean, we're not gonna have time to go through all of it, but ASAP Rocky and Moby were together on Testing. He did that kind of cover of what song was it? Was it Porcelain? The Moby song Porcelain. He does kind of a cover of it. You've got Gesaffelstein and The Weeknd on his EP, which was called My Dear Melancholy?
That sounds familiar. Fuck.
Familiar, yeah. I think it was 2017 or 2018. It came out in like the beginning of the year.
Well, The Weeknd.
February. The Weeknd.
Yeah.
They're like a French. I think they're a French duo, or it's just one guy, but they're like electronic techno.
Okay.
And that worked, like really worked. And that leads me on to my next question, which is, what kind of collabs are you kind of like looking forward to, or who do you want to see? What kind of crossover?
Actually, just to break the rules a little bit, I'm gonna slip one more collab in: Tiny Temper and J Cole. That was really random, and Wretch Free too. That is fucking random. Imagine those names in 2020. That is really random, but the song is not bad.
J Cole toured with him, didn't he?
Yeah, really straight. I think. Do you know what I'm gonna say? It's promo. It was promo.
Absolutely.
So J Cole, it's his first album. That was promo. But whatever. Collabs I'm looking forward to.
While you're thinking, I'm going to say I want to see, because I mentioned it, Gesaffelstein. I think I would like to see Gesaffelstein do something with FKA, because I think it would work.
Okay.
If you go back and listen to some of the songs on that EP, I think FK would work well. Okay.
I would want to see. I don't know if there's gonna be like. Also, I know the theme of this episode is like weird mismatches, but I want to see. I'm trying to think of an artist that's just really out there and will just do anything. So let's say like fuck, I'm gonna put something so random out there like Parsaloo and like fucking. Who would I put there? Someone random. Like,
Anderson
fuck
Paak.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna put it there. Pastor with Anderson Paak. You know what it is? I actually think that would work as well. And I'm not. If his album dropped, I wouldn't be surprised if he has an American feature because he's already been on fucking SNL at this point.
Yeah.
Off a mixtape. What do mixtapes mean these days? Whatever. That's another episode. But yeah, so he's already kind of been on SNL. So why not? So I can imagine him having some big features there. In terms of ones that isn't really a mismatch, but mismatch. Slurring my words here. I would love to see Mahalia and Lil Sims. I think that would work way more than Cleo Soul and Lil Sims. I think that'd be banging, mate. Like, I think that'd be sick. I think that'd be really good. Who else I'd like to see? I would love to see. I think I'd love to see just a random one because none of these are ever gonna happen. I think I'd love to see like Nux and Joey Badass. I think that'd be fucking sick. I think that'd be amazing. L sweatshirt, and like who else would I put? Someone from the UK. I'm gonna go random. L sweatshirt and like Wretch. Why not?
Why
That
not?
might work.
Speak it into existence.
Why not? That might work. Because I know he taps into the UK soon, so fuck it. Why not? What about you?
He's about. I remember seeing that really famous clip of Sweatshirt, Tyler the Creator, and MF Doom concert.
Yeah, they were.
I love
out.
that video. I love that video. Yeah, they were loving that.
They're honest fans, man. Go on.
I'd love to see. Yeah, as I said, FKA. I want to see her kind of veer off somewhere. I don't know whether she does something with like Gazaffelstein or why not Kendrick? Go big, go home.
Oh, that would be interesting. Actually, I can see that actually happening. Actually, yeah, fair.
I'd like to. I put down Madlib and Joey Badass. I'd like to see that. I don't know what to expect from his new album. Pusha T and Freddie Gibbs. We know Freddie Gibbs is up for this. He said he'd work with Pusha T. That would be an interesting one.
That would be just the battle of pure. That'd be that pure grade A, mate. Straight to that'd be pure coke rap. That'd be really fucking sick, though. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that kind of wraps up our collab.
Yeah, again, if you want any big collabs that you want to talk about where you missed one out, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of that you missed out. But yeah,
so many.
Just shout us out, Vinyl Collective Pod, or you can shout us out on our socials. So you got TVC Pod on Twitter, you got Vinyl Collective Pod on Instagram, you got vinylcollectivepod@gmail.com if you want to email us. We've got a Facebook page. We've got that's pretty much it. And obviously podcast and streaming platforms. You know the deal. But again, before we close out, we got our Now and Then playlist. So this is where we add a song that's a bit more current, and we add a song that's a bit more of a throwback that's come out maybe a couple years ago, 20 years ago. We can do anything. It's really an organic, unique playlist. So John, I'm going to start with you. What's your Now and Then?
Cool. My Now song is from a French rapper called Damso, and the song is 911, and it's going to be on the playlist, so you can check it out. I think it's a great song. I think it's a great song. I heard it on like just some kind of like random video on Instagram. I was like, the beat is nice. But yeah, found the song. It's called 911 Damso. There's some strong French rappers out there. Maybe we'll incorporate. Maybe we'll have a bit of an international episode at some point where we look at rap from different countries. But that's my Now song, and then my Then song is Slow Jams by Kanye West, Twista, and Jamie Foxx.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that song. Nice. I love that song so much. I miss Twista.
I miss Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Kanye. I miss old Kanye. We all miss him, mate. Poor song.
But yeah, Slow Jams, great song.
Okay.
What are you going for? What's your new?
So now I'm gonna add. So this is a more probably gonna do a spotlight series on her, but Bella, Something You Like. So this is off her album, The Art of Conversation. Really good song. Yeah, good singer. Check her out. We're probably gonna feature her at some point. And then my Then song, I've been listening to a lot. I think I've obviously kind of spotted. I've listened to a lot of Mahalia the last few days. Like, she is banging, mate. Like, she is pretty sick. I've listened to a couple songs here and there, but I didn't listen to a full project. But yeah, she's banging, mate. Like, she's sick. So I'm gonna add Karma. I was gonna add Square One, but I'm gonna add Karma. Karma's the one. Like, yeah, she makes some good songs. She makes some good songs. So yeah,
I love that song. What is it? Hiding Place.
I haven't heard that. This might be from an EP. I want to listen to that.
Hideout.
Album.
Is it Hideout?
Maybe.
Oh, what's that song? She's like, I know about your hideout. I'm not gonna sing, but yeah, I think it's. I'm sure it's called Hideout. But yeah, good choices there. Great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, another week of singers, mate. I need to get back to my rapping roots. I mean, listened to a lot of singing recently. A lot of Baby Rose as well. Yeah,
Baby Rose.
Whew, that album keeps growing.
We had her on the Spotlight series a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, she is. Yeah, She's
She
super,
is
super talented.
special. Like, the more I listen to that album, the more I'm just like, wow, like, you really missed that guy. Like, that album is really good.
Yeah.
Like, it is one dimensional, but I think it works so well. Like, you can tell, like, she put her heart into that one. Like, yeah. So that's been a lot of my music this week. Baby Rose, Mahady, those two really. So yeah.
But yeah, if you think of any collabs that you've listened to, you're like, what was going on here? Why were these two put together? This makes no sense. Or
Yeah.
if you kind of have a different take on any of the artists we've mentioned today, then let us know on our socials or email. But that is us.
That's for now. Till next week. Till your favorite podcast comes back and gives you another hour of greatness. I was gonna throw that in. Fuck it, why not? We out.